Welcome back to the Bob Martinez Center. The finale of the Tampa Classic is set to get underway. The Tampa Spartans and Hillsdale Chargers set to begin. I'm Taylor Sorthy and Raj, excited to see the Spartans again. We had 2 big wins so far. A big win last night where we debuted the new Sparty design and also won earlier this morning 3-1 and 3-0 victory to start the season. How do you think this match is going to go? So far through the Classic, there are 2 undefeated teams. The Hillsdale Chargers are one of them. They were trailing 0-2 against TWU in their first matchup earlier this afternoon, but made a stellar 3-set comeback, winning 25-22, 25-22, and 10-15, and take their second win of the season.
They're coming into this game with a very winning, positive mindset.
But so will the Spartans after a big 3-0 win against New Haven earlier today. They did lose 1 set against TWU earlier yesterday, but also they were very good throughout the entirety of that match and should be set to get back to work right here and right now. On the floor for the Spartans, who are wearing red and black, you see Natalie Perez, Callie Kors, you see Tess Schrenger, Zoe Seppet on the serve, and J.J. Ramirez, the libero and heart of the Spartans defense. Meanwhile, Hillsdale wearing white uniforms and navy shorts. That's going to get right by Ramirez. Powerful kill to start the game for Hillsdale. 1-0 for the visitors.
Exactly the start of the Chargers. Spartans will have a responsibility.
The question will be, how long can the Chargers keep the Spartans quiet for? Because with this team, it's a matter of when, not if, the Spartan offense gets really active. And there's Perez with another big attack, but beautifully dug by the defense. Block at the line, and Tampa's going to win the point, 1-1. Someone to watch out for Hillsdale, though, will be Marilyn Popperwell, the number 13. She has been on fire throughout the Classic. The senior from Mason, Ohio, in the 5-set matchup earlier today, had 23 kills and 15 digs, recording her second double-double. And block at the line for the Spartans. They'll respond to go 2-1.
Very strong solo block there. Yes, Schrenger.
Great work there by Schrenger. And Tampa leads. Callie Kors will now be on the serve. Callie Kors was active earlier today, only having 7 kills on 15 attacks. But last night was the night of Callie Kors with 18 kills in the win for the Spartans. But it won't be a kill for any Spartan that time. Hillsdale equalize. It's 2-2. And now onto the floor is the 15. Re-entering the game will be Josie Tesla.
Both teams have had a very good start, I would say. They're matched up as of now.
And now Tampa playing it out to the left. Big strike from the left side by Schrenger. She's on the board for her first kill, and it's the first kill the Spartans have had, mainly capitalizing with blocks and opposing errors. 3-2 in the early stages of the first set and the game. Excellent diving dig by Seppet. Playing to the right. Here's Hillsdale again. Force. Seppet. Schrenger. Point Spartans off the block. By the way, this is the first time the Spartans and Hillsdale Chargers are facing off. Tampa's faced some of the other teams here at the Classic, but they haven't faced the Chargers. And when I say that, I mean historically, because obviously they're only facing them once this season as the score becomes 4-3. But most of the time, Spartans will have a history against their opponent, and usually when it comes to Sunshine Conference play, it's a pretty ludicrous win-loss record, given just how dominant Chris Katnack's side have been over the last 40 years. His 41st season, looking to start with a bang. A 3-0 Tampa Classic would be the goal, but they have to defeat the Chargers first. That play will help. Big block at the line by Schrenger, doing it all on offense and defense. And Tampa leads 5-3.
Taylor, what should a team's mindset be coming into play against the Spartans, such a strong side?
Well, for Hillsdale, I think they just need to approach it with no pressure, which is hard to do. You're playing at a Bob Martinez Center that is full of Spartan fans, and you have to worry about Tampa being the number 2 ranked team in the nation. But Hillsdale, I think, should just trust themselves. They've got talent on the floor, and they saw that Tampa wasn't invincible. They took 1-set defeat against the Pioneers last night, and they have to think that they can do the same. And so far, they've been pretty close to the Spartans' level, but sometimes the Spartans' talent shines through. Didn't do so that time. We're tied at 5. Davis down the middle just missed. Popplewell's already been active. 3 attacks and 2 kills so far for the senior. And here comes Hillsdale once again. Big play for Schrenger. Violation. And Tampa ends up with the point, 6-5.
The first error of the game, I believe, from Hillsdale.
They've had a few errors, but this is another one to add to the list. And against Tampa, you have to be as perfect as you can. Block at the line. Good pickup on the recovery. Not blocked. Did that hit off a Spartan? No, it did not. 7-5. Haley Dillon's in the game for Tampa, replacing Natalie Perez. The duo work in a platoon. When one is on the court, the other's off the court. When one's on the court, the other's off the court. And both are big contributors to the Spartans' offense. The Spartans ready to go now again. And that block goes wayward. It's 7-6.
They're a little further from the net. Shots hit the side and went off.
Not a bad block attempt, but just couldn't win the ball cleanly. Schrenger, set put, Kors, blocked. Big defensive stand there by Hillsdale. 7-7. And that'll bring Pisaglia for the serve. She is 0 for 3 on attacks so far. Has pulled 2 assists and 1 dig in the game already. Callie Kors, unstoppable on the left flank. A powerful kill gets her on the board. And Tampa leads 8-7.
That was a good dig there, but unfortunately just not enough on the ball.
It's happened to many teams, many players in the past. A Callie Kors attack being deflected towards the seats instead of back in the field of play. Now set put to Davis. Callie Kors at a rough angle, but Hillsdale got on top of it. That is going to miss. Point for the Spartans, 9-7. Tampa benefiting off the attacking error that time. Hillsdale now have 5 in the game. No aces for either team. Only 1 service error from the Spartans. That's almost an ace, but Hillsdale recover. And that's going to go out of play.
That was strong.
That was, and Haley Dillon had an optimistic chase, but needed to be faster than Usain Bolt to get to it because that was headed to the stands in a hurry, and even a car would have had trouble keeping up with how far that was flying.
Oh.
And you can't really fit a car in the Bob Martinez Center.
You still gotta love the effort.
Yes. But now Hillsdale tied up 9-9. Good comeback for the Chargers to level things up here in the first set. They are playing level to the Spartans. Hillsdale is a team that is looking for a good year, predicted to be one of the top finishers in conference play. If they have a great regular season, they could head to the national tournament, and that could open the door for a potential rematch should both teams make it to regional play. The Spartans did so last year. And Tampa, despite the effort, can't keep it up. Hillsdale in the lead, 10-9.
The Hillsdale bench is going crazy after they've taken that lead.
They are excited. And they've got every right to be. What a start they have had. And coming off a game where they lost the first 2 sets, looking down and out, what a great morale boost it was for the team to be able to rebound and win 3-2. And that has got to be tough for Tampa to deal with. A team that is on all cylinders, but Tampa's going to equalize, ending a 3-0 Hillsdale run. And leveling things after 20 points. Natalie Perez back on the floor.
That shot just shows us that it's not always power that works. Sometimes a floating ball can also get a point.
Callie Kors has been active to start the game. Just got her 2nd kill. She also has 3 attacking errors so far. Redirected by Perez. Hillsdale will try again. Blocked, out of bounds. It's 11-10.
If Hillsdale manage to get the first set, it's going to be a huge accomplishment for them.
It certainly would. Tampa doesn't frequently lose opening sets of matches. The last time they did was in the NCAA tournament against West Texas A&M, as Tampa narrowly misses that attack, falling by 2 now, 12-10. Beforehand, the last time they lost a first set was all the way back on November 16th, 2023 against Embry-Riddle, and the finale of Sunshine State Conference play. Over the net, 2 impressive digs, and Tampa's going to recycle it to the Hillsdale offense. Big shot, 13-10, Hillsdale in front. Tampa with some early struggles here as Hillsdale begin to heat up. A 3-0 run once again for the Chargers. Seput down the middle. Big dig right there to get in front of the strike. But Hillsdale have to recycle possession. Seput. And Kors playing it short. It gets returned to sender. 14-10. Hillsdale lead. Tampa call timeout. And the Chargers on fire in set number 1. The top team in the nation, the Spartans, trailing early. Excitement at the Tampa Classic for the visitors. We'll be back with more action on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network right after this.
Back at the ballpark in the center. So the Spartans take on the Chargers. Chargers leading by 4 points.
It's been a great start for Hillsdale, and they'll hope to continue it. Their libero on the serve, Amanda Hilliker. And Perez just offline. That was a great strike, but a little too far. Tampa's had 7 attacking errors here in the first set. You very rarely see their hit percentage in the negatives, but it is right now. Hillsdale 10 points away from taking the first set against the Spartans. But that's a violation on the serve. But a rotation error, actually, on the Spartans. And that,
the second time it's happening to them in this classic tournament.
so that'll be unfortunate for Tampa as they now trail by 6. The Chargers have 6 points in a row. And here they serve again. But that's going to go out of play, and Tampa will get the ball back after the ace missed for a service error.
Very good judgment by J.J. Lamadez there.
It'll be Callie Kors on the serve as we continue play at the Tampa Classic. The final match, game 6 of the Classic. is underway. Had a bit of a delayed start thanks to a lengthy game finishing in the fourth set. But the delay wasn't for too long. And Hillsdale trying to get another point. Seput finding some open space. Impressive diving dig. And now Ramirez to Seput to Schrenger. Good dig by Hilliker. They have read Tampa like a book on offense, but that block was not going to be denied. 16-12. Tampa's just not found a hole in the Chargers' defense. Wherever their attacks go, it feels like there's a Charger waiting for it. Only Tess Schrenger's been able to crack the code with 3 kills on 4 attacks. Blocked at the line. A bit of chaos. And a violation on Rachel Gregg. Very late call on the refs for the play.
Players don't look happy with that call.
And Gregg, I think, did try to avoid the ball, and because the refs didn't initially call it, it looked like Tampa wasn't going to get any worries for it. But indeed, they ultimately decide late that it is a violation, and Hillsdale are back in front by 5. Now in the game, Ana Rivera for the Spartans. And Rivera sets it up to Seput. Big block on Schrenger. Seput. Schrenger gets it over, and that is deflected far away. Hillsdale can't bring it back in the field of play. Point to the Spartans. Kind of unlucky, as I think one of the things on the roof got in the way.
Yeah.
But either way, Tampa now only concedes or trails by 4. (17-13). 8 points away, but still a little bit of time left.
Now straight down the middle.
Huge point there for Hillsdale. 18-13.
Mays Brown with the shot.
And now ready to go with a serve once again. Marilyn Popplewell, who's already had 4 kills and 2 digs here in the first set. Seput. Perez. And Perez is on the board. On her 6th attack, she finds her first kill to make it 18-14. Now Tampa getting ready. And they'll capitalize. It's an ace for the Spartans. They've only had 1 service error so far, and they got on the board for their first ace. Can Perez keep the pressure up? Good job for her to get the kill, and then for her to get the ace. Over the net. The 1, the 2. That gets down at the far side of the court. Excellent attack for Tampa. And it's 18-16, and they are 2 points away from tying the game. And you know, Raj, sometimes the Spartans will have slow starts. It was a feature of some of our previous conference winning teams. But when Tampa gets moving on offense, they are an unstoppable force. Except when they're doing a service error like that. But
that's a second service error.
Just a small blemish so far in the game for Perez, who had the ace just moments ago, as Hillsdale lead by 3 and needs 6 points to take the first set from the Spartans on the road. Here's the dig, play to the left, powerful strike, and Hillsdale keep the ball in play. Dillon to Seput, blocked at the line. And Tampa trying to call for a violation, and indeed, there was an error on the play by Hillsdale, even though the block had landed back in play. Their lead will shrink to 2. And getting set for the serve will be Tess Schrenger, who's leading the way for the Spartans. A dig, a block, and 4 kills on 8 attacks. Bit of an awkward angle. Dillon diving, keeping the play alive. This will open up another Hillsdale attack. Sliding dig. Played to Callie. Coors to the far corner. 19-18, Tampa within one. Hillsdale have both timeouts, but they are saving them for the final stretch. Tampa had to use one earlier when they were losing momentum. And here comes a new Tampa serve. Schrenger to the far side. Big block, but it's going to get down on Tampa's side. It's 20-18. And Hillsdale are leading by 2, 5 points away. Now the serve from the Chargers. Picked up on the back line. Zoe Sepwit, Callie Kors into space, but the Chargers get there. Blocked, return to sender. Sepwit and Davis getting in the way. 20-19. The 20-point milestone can be a turning point, but Tampa only trails by 1. And they are still keeping this finish looking very close. New serve for the Spartans. Now to the net. Far side, picked up. Sepwit to Callie Kors. That's going to land on Hillsdale's side. The fake block, I think, had Hillsdale reacting too defensively. And we are all tied up at 20. Hillsdale will use their first timeout. And a great rebound over the second half of this set for the Spartans, Raj.
The Spartans are back here, back into the game.
Now to excite the fans at the Bob Martinez Center, the Tampa Classic resumes when we come back on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. And we're back at the Bob Martinez Center. Spartans, Chargers tied at 20. The first serve as we resume play from the Hillsdale timeout will lead to a Chargers point. Good attack on the far side, and it's Greta Wise. We are set to have a close finish to this first set. On paper, Tampa, the favorites for this matchup, but Hillsdale rising to the occasion immediately.
Looks like the timeout worked in their favor.
It certainly has, but let's see how this next point goes for them. Popplewell on the left-hand side. Ramirez. Sepwit, redirect. But Hillsdale got too close to the net. Point should go to the Spartans, and yes, it does. 21-21. Good job there by Sepwit to bait the violation from Hillsdale. And we are tied again.
I think Hillsdale was unlucky on that one.
Sepwit now getting ready for the serve. So far, Sepwit has recorded 9 assists and 6 digs. Sepwit to Ramirez. To Callie Kors, and that'll land right behind every defender. And Tampa is back in the lead.
I think Tampa started finding the gaps in their defense. Chargers defense, I mean.
Yes, and that'll lead to a Hillsdale timeout. As Tampa started to warm up, the Chargers will need to find more answers, and they'll use their final timeout to do so. 43 points played, 22-1 for the Spartans, 21-1 for the Chargers. We'll be right back. Both teams back on the floor. Welcome back to the Bob Martinez Center for the Tampa Classic, brought to you by Courtyard by Marriott. Big strike. And Tampa, despite the effort, can't stop that from going into the stands. The Chargers use their second timeout and will get the point immediately and level the game at 22 each. It has been an exciting first set of the game. Not a surprise to see Popplewell getting the point that time. 5 kills, 3 digs, 1 block for the Chargers stars so far. Seput to Perez. I thought that hit the ground, but that one certainly does. But they're calling a violation on the Spartans. Reached a little too far over the net. Unfortunate for Rachel Gregg, 23-22 Hillsdale. And Tampa will use a timeout after the previous play. We'll be right back. And we're back at the Bob Martinez Center. A rough violation on Rachel Gregg has put Tampa down by 1. You got to feel for Rachel Gregg because she wasn't doing a lot of things wrong on that play. Just unlucky reaching too far over. That's a very borderline call, but hey, you can't argue with City Hall. Chargers open up with a serve out of the Tampa timeout. And Callie Coles can't equalize. Set point for Hillsdale.
That was a solid block there by Mays
Cool.
and Popple.
Both teams have been on fire on defense. 9 blocks in total in the first set. The 5th for the Chargers puts them 1 point away. Now Seput down the middle to Schrenger, finds a hole, and if Tampa can get this next point, they'll force a tiebreaker in set number 1. But otherwise, the Chargers will take the lead entering set number 2. So, Callie Kors looking for a big serve right here. 5 kills on 12 attacks, but has also been denied a few times at the net. Down the middle, Ramirez. Seput, Schrenger over the block, and Hillsdale recover. Awkward angle for the attack, and Kors will set it up for Seput. And Natalie Perez, it goes too far, and the first set goes to the visitors. Hillsdale take it 25-23.
Tampa was asking for a violation call there.
Hananak is even a little confused. And you rarely see him animated about any call. He's seen them all over the last 40 years of coaching the Spartans. But surprise for Tampa as they take a first set defeat. But there's plenty of time to go, and the Chargers will have to deal with a Spartans team that's looking for a rebound after a set 1 defeat. Shock at the Bob Martinez Center, but we'll be right back with more action from the Tampa Classic after this. Welcome back to the Bob Martinez Center. Second set ready to get underway. The Hillsdale Chargers took it 25-23 against the second-ranked team in the nation. Tampa was kept quiet thanks to impeccable defense from the Chargers. And both teams going to be looking to get on the board on offense to start the set, and Tampa will do just that. Redemption for Greg down the middle, 1-0 Tampa. It's important for Tampa at this stage just to get focused and get back in the game. They can afford to lose one set. Losing two against the Chargers team that can really capitalize off momentum is not going to be an option. 2-0 lead for Tampa now. And they're starting off strong with the second kill of the set. This time coming off an ace from Callie Kors. Kors almost another ace. Barely kept in play, and Tampa's going to send it right back to Hillsdale. Kors can't get to it, just lands right in front of her. 2-1, and the Chargers are on the board. On the serve will be Amanda Hilliker, who's had 3 digs and an ace to start the game. Hillsdale's honestly been pretty quiet on the attack. Popplewell leads with 5 kills, Maisie Brown right behind with 3. They've mainly benefited from blocks and errors. The Hillsdale Chargers have 5 of the blocks of the 9 that have happened so far. And now out wide to Tess Schrenger. Sent all the way back on the dig. Redirected to the middle. Powerful strike, but it misses, and Tampa gets the point, 3-1. Jenna Davis on the floor for the Spartans. Connor Ron on the floor for the serve. The freshman recorded a dig back in the first set. Tampa's already utilized most of their roster in the game with a couple of calls to the bench. That'll continue as the game continues. And Hillsdale, they get 3-2. Good kill that time. Serve coming up, it'll be taken by Josie Tesla, who has 3 assists so far. The second leading assister on Hillsdale. Leading in assists in total, though, is Zoe Sepa with 12. Make it 13 off a great kill by Natalie Perez. 4-2 Spartans lead now. They're starting to have their hit percentage climb back up as they are finding holes in the Chargers' defense. It'll be Perez on the serve. She did get an ace back in the first half, but comes up short that time. An error makes it 4-3.
These errors are costing Tampa points.
Tampa has time, though, very early on in the second set. Serve coming up for Hillsdale. Doug to Seput. Big power from Schrenger. 7 kills already, and it might be Schrenger's night to lead the offense. What a start she has had. More kills so far than Popplewell.
She's been on fire tonight.
Popplewell has 6 kills, Schrenger 7, Callie Kors 5, although Kors has also been blocked a handful of times. Hillsdale into open space. Ramirez keeps the ball in play, and that's going to be out of play. Point Tampa. Great hustle by the Spartans to get to it. And Hillsdale trail by 3. Tampa gaining some momentum here in set number 2. Their hitting percentage right now is a perfect 1,000. They'll replay the point. They started up a little too quickly. And that's going to go out of play. 6-4, serve goes back to the Chargers. I wonder if Schrenger's routine got messed up a little bit by the previous stoppage on the whistle.
It's possible.
Might have led to the error right there, but Schrenger's just got to move on and get ready. And she'll instantly respond with a powerful strike. Hillsdale get under it though. Block at the line. Tampa make it 7-4. And that is how the Spartans need to respond. And they're doing just that. Leading by 3 in the early stages, it'll be Jenna Davis on the serve. Davis has recorded 2 blocks and a kill on 2 tries, although she also has an error. But errors are plentiful across the board for the Spartans, as defense has forced the Spartans into some misplays. That is a powerful attack, 7-5, nothing Tampa could have done about it. And getting set for the serve, Lauren Casaglia. She has 9 assists and 3 digs. And a block. There's Tampa. Out to Callie Kors. Rolled off the net, slowed down the velocity enough for Hillsdale to get on top of it. And now Dillon to Seput, to Kors again. And Kors painted to the far corner. 6 kills so far for Callie Kors.
That was great placement.
Perfect placement from Kors makes it 8-5.
Perez is back in the game.
Tampa's hitting 7-14 to start the second set. 13 points through, still early days. That's a good rebound, as their game percentage is only 149 for a hit percentage. Ramirez sliding dig, played up to Perez, blocked at the line. That's going to go out of play for a Spartan point. It's the way that Hillsdale are playing. They're giving themselves a good case to try to get themselves onto the national rankings sooner rather than later. And it will depend on how they continue out of the Tampa Classic. Hillsdale will be active afterwards. They'll be on the road back home to the Chargers Net Results Invite. They'll take on RV Clarion, and Florida Southern, Tampa's rivals, will be making the trip. They also take on Purdue Northwest. Point for Tampa, it's 10-5. The Spartans now have a comfortable lead here in the second set. But Hillsdale had gone on that big 6-point run back in the first set. They still could find that type of momentum again.
It's admirable how the Spartans have reacted, because they had their back against the wall last set.
So with a 5-point lead, Hillsdale will want to talk things over quick. Using their first timeout, will return from the Tampa Classic in just a moment. And we're back. 10-5, Spartans lead. And Seppa will get us started after the Chargers timeout. Ball hit to the net and blocked at the line by Natalie Perez. The Chargers can reset, and they'll have to recycle possession to the Spartans. Seppa back to Perez, and Perez on fire. A few big attacks. Second time's the charm, and Tampa leads by 6.
Here, I think this is the perfect example, as we were talking about earlier. The pearl point mentality.
Yep, the 1-0 mindset that Tampa always carries to their matches. To forget about what's happened and just focus on the present. And Kors just missing a little outside. Good power, but the placement not perfect this time. Kors 6 and 6 and even 0 hitting percentage so far for kills and errors. Sort of boom or bust so far for Callie Kors. Big plays, but also a couple of rough blocks and misses. For now, I think Hillsdale's probably been the most worried about her threat after Tampa's opening night win. Seplet somehow keeps it in play, but Tampa has to bring it back to the Chargers. Powerful strike, excellent dig by Stringer. Seplet, Perez. That's a good dig though by the number 6 Hilliker in response. Ramirez up to Seplet, down the middle, Rachel Gregg to the right. It just missed, 11-7.
That has to be a confidence booster point.
It was a good hit by Gregg, but just couldn't find the ability to keep it in bounds. But Gregg has looked good today. I think it's just been very much bad luck that's gotten in the way. The luck does not exist for Natalie Perez. She remains locked in and on fire. 4th kill on 12 attacks. She's also recorded an ace, a dig, and a block. 12-7 Spartans lead. They are 1 point away from getting halfway to winning the set. But again, Hillsdale not that far behind. That'll get down, but what a stop. As Schrenger at an awkward angle will find the point. Tampa up by 6. Incredible dig on the play though.
The crowd is loving this show the Spartans are putting up.
The Spartans are locked in, and that has got the Bob excited. Callie Kors on the serve. Played to the net. That is just out of reach of Ramirez. It's 13-8. Not a surprise though that the Chargers are able to go back and forth with the Spartans a bit here. Hilliker ready to go on the serve.
That was a great kill bar.
It certainly was. By the way, another masterclass from Zoe Sepet so far. One more dig and she'll record a double-double. She won't get it though. It just takes a long bounce off of Ava Rivera's hands. But now Tampa's able to reset. 13-9 lead for the Spartans. Rolls off the net. And that is just unlucky for Tampa. 13-10. Hillsdale have recorded 3 in a row to gain some momentum in the middle stages of the set. This will be a crucial point for Tampa to win, to not let the momentum grow anymore. Perez out wide, diving dig. Ramirez played to Seplet. Schrenger at the net, off the block, 14-10 Tampa. And Schrenger gets kill number 9. She's also in line for a double-double, 5 digs and 9 kills so far.
Both these teams are looking very good today though.
And Hillsdale already won the first set, but still keeping things close in set number 2. Tampa's also been a lot better in set number 2, but the Chargers aren't that far behind. And now it's Rom sending it upwards to Schrenger, who gets it off the block again. Heads up attacking there, and Schrenger's at 10 kills, the first player to reach today.
Chargers don't look happy with that call.
No Spartan had 10 kills in the entirety of the 3 sets against New Haven last time out. Schrenger has done it in 1.5 sets. But the serve's going to go long. Tampa will lose possession. 5th service error so far. And now possession goes back to the Chargers. Unfortunate there for Connor Ron on the air. But Schrenger from the corner, barely kept alive. However, they say it hit the ground. Kill for Tess Schrenger, number 11. What a stellar performance for Tess Schrenger. Jenna Vasky enters the game. She'll replace Natalie Perez. And it'll be Vasky on her first point, getting the serve. Vasky had 2 blocks, 2 digs, and went 4 for 9 on attacks earlier today. No errors, a .444 hitting percentage. Now out to the left for Hillsdale. Vasky sends it upwards to Seplet, to Schrenger. And for the first time today, Schrenger misses an attack. It's 16-12.
How good has she been today though? She's had 11 kills already.
Yeah, .556 hitting percentage. And that number had just dropped by 100 points of hitting percentage because of that one error. That is just how good she has been to still remain at a ridiculously strong hitting percentage. But an ace is followed up. Popplewell gets her first of the game, has 6 kills, 3 digs, 2 blocks. She'd have one of every stat if she's able to record an assist. She might be able to, as Callie Kors will get back on the floor soon. But for now, she'll get ready for a new serve as the Chargers trail by 3. Tampa 9 points away from leveling the game at 1. Davis floated over the middle, but 2 Hillsdale players were ready for it. And that is a violation, a set error, leading to another Spartan point, 17-13. Hillsdale have 1 timeout left, Tampa have both timeouts left. And on the serve, Tess Strenger. And that'll be an ace. Rolls off the hands of Marcelina Gorney the wrong way. And Tampa leads by 5. Tampa hitting .429 in terms of their hitting percentage here in the second set. That's the Spartans we know and love. Hillsdale at the net. They'll send it over. Ramirez, impressive diving play. Callie Kors, good sliding dig though by Popplewell in the back. Blocked at the line. And Tampa got the point. It's 19-13. Good defensive stop for the Spartans. And it'll be Strenger on the serve once more. Timeout for Hillsdale. A Tampa point would put them 5 away and 7 up. That could be enough to level the set tallies. We'll be right back. More action from the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. The Courtyard by Marriott Tampa Classic, which continues after this. Here we are back at the Bob Martinez Center. Hillsdale have used their second and final timeout of the set. As the ball is sent to the left, Tampa blocks it, but Hillsdale keep possession alive. That's going to land just in front of Strenger on defense. And Tampa's lead is cut down to 5.
That was good placement.
And now on the serve, it'll be the number 12, Vasiliki Paplamara.
Let's see if Hillsdale can carry the momentum forward and tie the score up.
A player from Greece now with the serve. There's the Spartans. Davis down the middle. She gets on the board with her second kill. And Tampa hits the 20-point milestone, 20-14. Tampa on a new serve. The Chargers send it over. Out wide to Callie Kors. Can't float it over the block. And that's going to be a big Chargers point. Tampa leads by 5, and they need 5 points to win the set. It's a good advantage. They can afford going back and forth. But the Chargers also have a chance to try to build some momentum. That serve goes long. Good take by the Spartans, and the error makes it 21-15. And that's going to go out of play. Point goes to Tampa again. An ace makes it 22-15. No timeouts left for Hillsdale. If Tampa gets on a roll, they'll be able to shut the door. Perez out from the side, excellent dig. And Perez can't make the block at the line. Point's going to go to the Chargers. Good perseverance on defense. Tampa's lead down to 6. Changes being made. Entering the game for the serve will be Chloe Pierce. Now upwards to the net. Natalie Perez gets it down, 23-16. Tampa staying strong. Perez now up to 5 kills in the game. And Tampa's just 2 points away.
You cannot keep this offense quiet for too long.
You can't stop it. You can only hope to contain it. Chargers haven't been able to contain it that well in the second set. They'll have to send the ball back. That goes off the net, and error. Set point Spartans. It's become pretty useful for Hillsdale to have won that hard-fought first set, because out of nowhere,
Hillsdale
we're about to get tied up again, it looks like.
They need to do what they did in the first set again if they want to be any match for the Spartans offense. Because the second set looks like a washout.
Hillsdale haven't been too bad, but they've been a few steps behind Tampa, and Tampa haven't had nearly as many errors. They had 10 back in the first set, only 4 on 26 attacks here in the second set. It'll be Callie Kors with set point on the horizon. Played upwards, out to the side, and that's going to land. Point for Hillsdale. They'll have the serve the rest of the way as they trail by 7, unless the set ends early.
He was almost kept up there.
It almost was, but that was an unstoppable strike.
Yeah.
Good kill from Popperwall. 238 hitting percentage, 8 kills and 4 digs so far.
She's back at it.
Ramirez up to Sepulveda, and Perez off the diving dig. Perez on the rebound will take Tampa to a 1-1 game. 6 kills now for Perez as the Spartans equalize. We're tied after 2 sets, and we'll be back with more action in the third set when we come back at the Bob Martinez Center during the Tampa Classic. Tampa, Hillsdale, tied at 1 set each. Tampa's been stronger as of late, but the Chargers took a huge victory in set number 1. And now, this will be a big pivot of the match, a big moment, if you will. Who can take the 2-1 advantage, try to close out the Tampa Classic. Welcome back to the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Whether you're a Hillsdale fan tuning in or a Spartan fan tuning in, we're glad to have you. We hope you've enjoyed a weekend of action from the Bob Martinez Center. Both teams probably should. They're 2-0 entering today. But who will exit 3-0? You could argue both teams deserve a draw right now as Hillsdale take the lead. But unfortunately, that's not how volleyball works. We're not going to have a lightning delay or a rainout inside the warm and dry Bob Martinez Center as Hilliker will resume play with a serve. Cords to Seplet. Perez, that rolls off and actually bounces in play. Point for Tampa. It's now 1-1. So after Tampa's service error, they're going to respond with their first point and kill of the set. Callie Kors ready to go. That's hit all the way to the net. Big strike just out of reach. A lot of power off the arm of Popplewell. She's on the board for her 9th kill. And the Chargers with a 2-1 advantage. Popplewell taking a quick breather. Excellent job so far for, actually no, sorry, not Popplewell. Greta Wise getting a quick breather. Still, Popplewell, what a start she's had. Redirected at the net. The set went a little too far and the Chargers lead by 2. Josie Tesla ready to go. 4 assists, 1 for 2 on the attack so far. Sepet up. Schrenger finds it. And Schrenger's exceptional day continues. 12 kills now for the number 10. Her, Callie Cords, and Natalie Perez each entered that point on 18 attacks. And they've combined for 24 kills altogether. That is a majority of the Spartans' offense off those 3 arms. That gets down the block at the line and splits the defense. The Chargers back up by 2. Still early on here in the 3rd set. Hillsdale with almost a flawless start to the set. And you need to be able to play that level consistently if you want to be able to hang with one of the best teams in the nation in the Tampa Spartans. Especially because Tampa is having a lot fewer errors than they had back in set number 1. Kors, Seplet, Schrenger. Kept alive now by Hillsdale. Down the middle, Ramirez, Seplet, Schrenger. Kept alive, Littleker. And they're going to watch as that sails out of play. Point for Tampa. Good discipline by Callie Kors. Easy to think about having to get to that ball, but it seems it was going a little too far. And now it's 3-4. Jenna Vasky on the floor for the serve.
What did I miss out on, Taylor?
Well, just a couple exciting points to start the set, Raj. But now we'll be able to see Jenna Vasky continuing play as Tampa looks to equalize from the 3-4 scoreline. Ramirez, excellent diving dig. Schrenger from distance will get the kill as it takes a hard ricochet off Hilliker.
There was no stop in that one.
That's unfortunate for the Chargers libero. She's had 7 digs, tied for the team lead with Chloe Pierce. But that was an unstoppable strike, and Schrenger's on the board with kill number 13 in the game.
And it's just the start of the 3rd set.
Blocked at the line, Seplet kept her hands back, and Tampa gets the point. They're doing a good job avoiding the net violations that had gotten in the way in the 1st set, and it's 5-4 Spartans. They take the lead. Vasky on the serve. And Vasky on a dig. That's her 2nd of the game. And Schrenger to the far corner. And it just stayed in. Wow, that was a close call.
I honestly thought it went out, but City Hall.
Yeah, same here. And again, we won't argue with the Tampa call like that. It was very close. but there was a ref that was a little bit closer
Yeah.
to the play.
We are pretty far
Schrenger
from
back
it.
on the board as well with a kill. Very close for the Chargers, but it looks like they've also sort of adopted that 1-0 mindset that the Spartans have as they're focused on the next points. But Tampa's too hot to stop. They are on a 5-0 run, timeout Hillsdale.
Tampa slowly getting away again.
And Hillsdale taking the timeout early because they want to stop the momentum right here and right now. We'll see if they can when we return to the Courtyard by Marriott Tampa Classic. It's the 6th and final game between the Hillsdale Chargers and the Tampa Spartans. We're back. It's going to be Genovaski on the serve. The 5-0 run for the Spartans has prompted an early Chargers timeout. Played almost to the net. And that's an error on the attack. And Tampa's made it a 6-0 run. They lead by 4.
That's an error they cannot afford. There was no one to take that ball.
And it's those costly errors. And indeed, like you said, Raj, you can't afford to have them against the Spartans, as Tampa has been flawless to start the brand new set.
Is that 7 points in a row?
Yes, it is 9-4 Tampa. They've had 5 kills on 8 attacks. Hillsdale, meanwhile, have 2 errors on 10 attacks with 3 kills. Kors diving dig, Seput out to Schrenger. And again, Schrenger almost gets the point, but this time they get on top of the attack. Ramirez, Seput out wide to Schrenger again. They are letting her cook. And she is making a masterpiece of a recipe in the kitchen. What a play by Schrenger. Wow. And she is now on 16 kills in the game.
What's her average?
Oh, for the set so far, it's averaging 6% or so. And honestly, that average is going to go up even more. No one can stop Tess Schrenger except for that missed block. It'll end the Tampa run and make the game 10-5. But that ends what was an 8-0 run for the Spartans. And that is the type of run that can really define the outcome of a game. I'm pretty sure some of the team talks through the half was simply to let Schrenger cook because she has had a majority of the attacks. I mentioned that she, Perez, and Kors were equal at an earlier stage in the set at 18 attacks each. Well, since then, Schrenger's had 9, the other 2 have had none. Make that another attack. Actually, that was by Davis, not by Schrenger. But Schrenger will watch as that attack goes wayward, 11-5. But here's the thing with how good Tampa's offense is, they can choose to either have someone just lead the attack and have all the plays, or other people just share the love as well.
They've got options. That's what the team requires. And they're all very good options. Perez, Schrenger, Kors, it's just unstoppable.
Schrenger's also had 5 digs. Ramirez leads the way for the Spartans. She's actually getting active as I think Hillsdale have been hitting it her direction more. That could be the 12th dig. And Davis is blocked at the line. Big stop by the number 2, I believe, Jenna Southland. And now the Chargers back on the serve as they trail by 5. 17 points gone in set 3. And that's going to go long. 12-6 Tampa.
How good does your judgment of the court have to be to leave that?
Has to be
Get the
very
point.
good judgment, I'd say. And that's exactly what Tampa can have. especially from the veterans that are currently on the floor for the Spartans. That attack's going to go wayward. And Tampa leads 13-6.
Another error.
Hillsdale having to get aggressive here in the third set, and it's backfiring. It is leading to a negative feedback loop. And once again, Tampa on the serve. But the block, 3 players are trying to get in front. It deflects off of all of them. It's 13-7. Tampa can't get their 6th block of the game. Things have cooled down a little on the defensive front, allowing both attacks to shine. Hillsdale now hitting 0-5-9 in the set. Tampa hitting 4-17. Seput. Recycled. Sort of a miscue on the attack that time. Good redirect at the line. Here comes Hillsdale again. And now it's Seput. Down the middle, big block, and Greg gets denied. It's 13-8. That's unfortunate for Greg. They've done a good job of neutralizing her and some of the other central focused players so far. Greg's been in the right spot, making the right reads, but the Chargers have just played good defense. That attack goes long, and Tampa's back on the board. They're mainly benefiting from service errors and attacking errors here, but that's a strategy that can work. That's what Hillsdale was doing back in set number 1, capitalizing off 10 Spartan attacking errors. Since then, Tampa's only had 6 in 2.5 sets. I think it's safe to call it 2.5 sets. Tampa's halfway to 25. And they're one step closer. Big kill from the left-hand side. Megan Schreck on the board for the Spartans with her first kill. 7-point Tampa lead, second timeout for Hillsdale. They don't want to fall behind by 8. We'll see if they can keep things close or if Tampa might be able to take the lead 2-1 right here. Schrenger on fire, Spartans on fire. We'll be back with more action right after this.
Welcome back to the Bob Martinez Center. The Spartans are currently in lead.
At 15-8. They are doing well, and they are looking to hold on to win this third set. They have a 7-point advantage, and the Chargers have used their last time out. And they are going to get caught off guard on an unlucky serve. It happened against the Spartans, and now happens against the Chargers. Tampa leads by 8. That is their 5th ace of the game. They've had 6 errors, but again, I think a positive outcome to get a similar amount of aces as well. Tampa on the serve. The Chargers playing to the left. That is deflected off the block. Perez keeping it in play. Great work by the Spartans. Oh, but Hillsdale are going to get a clean kill, ending the Tampa 3-0 run.
That was straight down, no stopping that one. Clean and good.
And that'll lead to a new serve for Hillsdale, taken by Amanda Hilliker.
Spartans have just been phenomenal this set. Like, they barely have any open spots or errors.
They've done a great job of turning things around from that first set. And that goes off the block, so it'll be 17-9. Tampa leading by 8, and they need 8 to take the set. Tampa back on the serve. Schreck to take. And that is almost an ace as it's parried back over for the Spartans. But right to the hands of Tess Schrenger, who almost gets kill 17. Ramirez diving dig, and Seppa to Perez. Picked up by Hilliker. Down the middle, just out of reach of Calicor, 17-10. Hillsdale reach double digits, they still trail by 7. Back on the floor is the 15, and it'll be Josie Tesla on the serve. She has 6 assists, a kill, and 3 digs.
Taylor, what do you think? Is it too late for the Chargers to catch up, or they still have the opportunity?
It's definitely not too late. They are still having a shot for the set. It will be difficult. They need to go on a run, but we saw them go on a big run back in the first set. And that attack's going to stay in play. No, it just missed. It looked like it did. It just was a little bit out. 17-11. And again, this is why complacency should be avoided at all costs. A set can turn just like that. Of course, Tampa still has a 6-point lead, but momentum slowly building for the Chargers. Although Perez is going to shut it down. Makes up for the error with a massive kill that time. 18-11. She has now 9 kills on 22 tries with just 3 errors. Schrenger, I think, getting a bit of a breather at the moment on offense. And that's going to be an ace. Rolls off the net again, 19-11.
That's unfortunate again.
Schrenger's still on the court, but I think they're purposely avoiding her because Tampa gets really easy to game plan if they continue to run it through her. They'd like Schrenger to potentially get more open for the next set afterwards too, because again, Tampa's only up 1-1. They'd only get up 2-1, so we will be headed to set 4 no matter what. And Tampa looks to be one step closer to taking the lead in the set 4. 20-11. The Chargers just don't have an answer for the Spartans' attack.
As we said earlier, because Tess is on the back end, Natalie's taken off the offense, and she is getting through the defense.
Perez about to hit double-digit kills, but she'll have to wait as the Chargers get a point right back. And now it'll be Popplewell on the serve. Popplewell's had 11 kills, but I think Tampa's done a good job of trying to make it where Popplewell can't be as impactful in the game, and at least outside the first set, it's looked to be working.
I mean, she still has 11 kills.
And another service ace, her second of the game, 20-13 now. Tampa's 3-0 run that came to an end. It's now a 2-0 run for the Chargers. That is the 5th ace of the game for Hillsdale. That's not going to be the 6th. Schrenger on the ball again. 17 kills for Tess Schrenger. And she is not slowing down, the junior from Louisville. Absolutely on fire. She had over 1,000 career kills in high school. Looking at her time with the Spartans, she's on pace to get 1,000 with Tampa.
How many does she have?
Well, she's got 21 entering this match and 617 in total. If she gets 2 more 200 seasons, which I think she can do this year and probably next year, with the 21-13 Tampa lead, I think Schrenger could join the 1,000 kill club for the Spartans.
She probably will.
21-14 now, as the Chargers are within 7, but Tampa only need 4 more points. Schrenger has a 18-kill game high for her career with the Spartans. She happens to be 2 kills away from surpassing it. She's reached 18 kills multiple times. Blocked at the line. Genovaski gets denied. Excellent solo stop by Marcelina Gorney. And Tampa's lead is down to 6.
That was a great stop there. No way to pick it up again. That's how a block should go.
Now here's the play. Sent to the middle of the park. Genovaski on a diving stop. And Ramirez will have to recycle possession, but trying to win it right back at the net has proved to be costly. Although Tampa just misread the recycled play. Although Tampa was trying to say that there are 4 touches. And I don't know.
I thought there were. Honestly,
I thought there were
counted
too.
4.
Referees always will sometimes be questionable on whether there's a touch that counts or not. Tampa's going to call a timeout. I think Cadenac just wants the team to refocus up. They still have a 5-point lead, 21-16, over Hillsdale scoring. Now I believe it'll be 3 points in a row. Coach Cadenac's not taking any chances. We'll be right back. Here we go, Hillsdale on a 3-0 run, and a controversial call, I'd say, with Tampa trying to question if there was 4 touches or not, has helped the Chargers get the 3rd point, but as Bruce Wozniak says, you can't argue with City Hall. Tampa ready to go, and Jenna Vasquez with a quick response. Hillsdale keep it alive. Now Ramirez to set put to Davis. That was a Scott Sterling type of play. It might have hit off Tesla's face. 22-16, Tampa back in front by 6. Good news is Tesla looks all right.
She laughs it off.
Yeah.
She's a player, even if she's not, she won't admit it.
Wow, I mean, that has got to hurt though, I'll say that, because you're getting a point-blank attack from Jenna Davis as Tampa gets an ace to go up 23-16.
It's the 3rd time it's happened this set.
It's happened in previous years for Spartans volleyball here. First time we've seen someone get hit like that this year. But all smiles, although maybe less smiling now that Tampa is 2 points away from a set victory. Tesla focused, sets it up, but won't get the assist as Tampa gets under it. Vasquez off the wall. Violation. And the point will go to the Chargers. They'll be back in the serve. Tampa refocused and ready to go.
Just 2 points away from set victory.
That would be massive because it would open the door for Tampa to try to win the game in set 4. It would also put a lot of pressure on the Chargers. Ramirez, Seput, awkward distance, and Callie Kors will just recycle the ball. Blocked at the net. Good job by Jenna Davis. Floated, good sliding dig. Out wide, Shrek paints the side. That looked like it stayed in, but Hillsdale within 5. And now on the serve, it'll be Lauren Hisaglia, the 11. Hisaglia's had 16 assists, 3 digs, 1 block. A couple of late errors for the Spartans on close and interesting calls. Here's Ramirez, played out wide to Tess, or to Merrigan Shrek.
That one's definitely in.
And that did go in. The set point Spartans. A chance for Tampa to take set number 2 or 3, and it'll miss. Serve goes back to the Chargers, but both teams usually do better when the other team is serving. So this does play into the Spartans' hand a little bit. However, let's see if Chloe Pierce can get her first service ace of the game. No attacks, no blocks, only 7 digs on her scorecard. Now it's sent forward to Seput. Shrek blocked at the line, it's 24-20.
Solid block there.
That's the 9th.
Great away.
It's the 9th of the game by Hillsdale. Being dominant in the trenches is a way to do well against the Spartans. And the Chargers have done so throughout the game. And that is their 4th block of the set. But now down the middle, Tampa not being denied that time as they get it over. That's going to get down. It's 24-21 off the kill by Popplewell. And Tampa will call the second timeout. Tampa needs just 1 point, but a lot of momentum from Hillsdale as they have now made it 3 straight. And We'll be right back with more action on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Here we go. Hillsdale on a 3-0 run against the Spartans, but it's set point for Tampa. A third set point for the Spartans. And that'll be played to the center. Out wide to Schreck. Barely kept alive by Hillsdale. Tipped at the line, it's going to land 24-22. Tampa with some of the reserves on the floor for this final point. But they are running out of chances. And in comes Callie Kors. Good tries from Schreck, but Hillsdale with good defense to prevent her from finding that final point. Popowell gets kill number 13. And here's another serve coming from the Chargers. Played forward to Seput. Callie Kors, and that will take us to set 4 with a 2-1 Spartan lead. Hillsdale did get some late momentum, but Tampa remains in front to close the set, and they take the lead 2-1. 25 points for the Spartans to win, but Hillsdale could also score 25 and take us to set 5 to wrap up the Tampa Classic. We'll be back with more action on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network in just a few minutes' time. So we are about ready to resume as we get underway for set number 4. Tampa has taken the lead with 2 back-to-back sets from 25-23 to 25-17, 25-22. What a match so far. And the question is whether it'll end here after roughly 40 to 45 points, or if we'll have a 5th chapter. Tampa starts off on the back foot on defense. The serve will open from the Chargers. Ramirez up to Seput, and Perez gets started with a kill. Perez now 11 kills in the game. Her and Tess Schrenger have combined for 28 for the Spartans. That is 1 less than the entire Chargers roster has so far. A dominant duo leading the way for Tampa. And here's the serve right there from Schreck. Blocked at the line and misread. Tampa's going to win the point 2-0.
Both these teams have been phenomenal today out there. However, Tampa has the edge.
Yeah, so far, as Tampa has started to heat up, they have been able to force more errors out of Hillsdale. And that has turned the tides in favor of the Spartans. But Hillsdale can't be counted out. They remain strong. Schrenger almost gets the kill, but I'm sure that Hillsdale are watching for whenever the ball is headed the 10's way because of just how dominant she has been. And it's going to be Perez getting another kill. Schrenger on the left, Perez on the right. Pick your poison. 3-0 Tampa lead. It'll be Schreck again on the serve. Playing sort of the Callie Kors role, flexible on defense and offense. And the Chargers get on the board with a spike that goes right past J.J. Ramirez. Ramirez has had a big day today, 16 digs, 3 assists, and a kill. Zoe Seput, meanwhile, a casual 35 assists and 11 digs. I think those are going to be the stat lines we have to get accustomed to seeing from Zoe Seput. Almost gets another. As Ramirez, an excellent dig. Now Seput over to Schrenger. Kept alive on a dig now by Pierce. Blocked at the line, but it's going to go down. Onto Tampa's side, it's 3-2. Here's the serve, picked up in the back. Out to the left. Powerful strike. Violation. Tampa's going to get the point. And it's 4-2 Spartans. Jenna Davis onto the floor. Rachel Gregg will take a break. Gregg and Davis have been held to be a little quieter today thanks to this Chargers defense. They've done a good job of contesting the net. Usually Tampa can find some dynamic impacts on the attacks from players like Davis and Gregg at the center. But Tampa's had to work from the sides today. They don't mind because they can do that with Schrenger and Perez. Diving dig there by Seput. Sets it up for Ramirez. And Perez from the side. Almost
Kept
a Tampa
alive.
point. As the Chargers keep it going. Seput down the middle, Davis. Just wide. 4-3.
I think both the teams know that if they keep the ball in place, someone is bound to make an error.
That's why both teams trying hard. Now it's played out to the right. Excellent shot by Perez. That stays in play. It's 5-3 Spartans. Perez is now up to 13 kills in the game. A few changes being made. And Perez getting a well-deserved breather after a dominant run of form through the 3rd set and the start of the 4th set. Tampa ready to go with the serve. Powerful strike. Played to the middle. And Vasky can't keep it up, 5-4. Good response by the Chargers as they're keeping level with the Spartans to start off. Dondero's in the game for Tampa. You get to see the freshman in action. Here comes a serve from the Chargers. 5 aces, 5 errors on the game for them. Tampa has 7 aces and 7 errors. Diving dig by Ramirez. Play to the left. Schrenger can't get the kill, but is close. And redirected at the line. Jenna Davis gets the point for Tampa, 6-4. Big play there to win the point at the net. Jenna Davis on the board. And with a 6-4 scoreline, here comes the Chargers. Floated over to Vasky. Dondero. Shrek kept alive in the back. And now setting up is Dondero to Schrenger to Shrek. That's going to get down for a kill.
Beautifully done.
Great attack from the Spartans. And those players building some chemistry together. They're not always on the court, but Schrenger, Dondero, and Shrek combining for an impressive kill for the Spartans. 3-point lead for Tampa. They're at 7, Chargers at 4. Powerful strike, and that sails a little bit long, 8-4 Tampa. A big chance for Tampa to build momentum. Hillsdale going to use their first timeout because they can tell that Tampa's gaining some steam, and they want to try to put a stop to the Spartans offense. That's their first of 2 timeouts. We'll be right back. The final match of the Sunshine State Conference Grand Tampa Classic is underway. We'll be right back. Schrenger will get set with a serve. Spartans are on a 3-0 run. Welcome back to the Courtyard by Marriott Tampa Classic at the Bob Martinez Center. Play to the right. And that's going to be out of reach for the Spartans. As the run comes to a close, Tampa still holds a 3-point lead.
Chargers wanting to find their momentum. Timeout has done some good for them.
Well, let's see if maybe the Chargers can turn things around now. Out of the timeout. Dondero down the middle. That's going to be a point for Davis. Excellent assist for the number 1. She's on the board with her first assist. She also has a dig from earlier as she gets an extended stint in the lineup. 9-5, Spartans lead. Redirected, Tampa caught off guard, 9-6.
That was smart. That was very smart. That is the presence you want to have while playing against the Spartan side.
You have to be ready for those opportunities, and that time the Chargers were. Tampa wasn't. So, with a 3-point lead, here's the serve coming up from the number 12, Paplomata. As there's a left-handed strike by Vasky. From the middle of the park, that is too much power, and Tampa's going to take a 10-6 lead. That is the 17th error on the attack for Hillsdale. 34 kills, 17 errors. That's a 50-50 split. Tampa 48-22 split. At a normally high error rate, partially thanks to good defense, a couple violations, and even more good defense off the good blocks. Serve goes long, it's an error for the Spartans. Make it 10-7.
Good judgment by Evelyn.
we go. Played up, played to the left. That's going to be floated over the net. That's going to get down behind the block. And it's 10-8. Hillsdale within 2. Here we go. Now to the left side. That's a powerful strike, and that's going to go behind for a Tampa kill. Tampa can bring out the power when they need it, and they did right there to turn the game to an 11-8 lead once again. Tampa on the serve now. Kill by Natalie Perez again, 14th of the game. Ramirez, Seput, down the middle. Reg, just outside. It's a point for the Chargers. Reg's 5th error. So close, but still just a little bit too far outside. And back on the floor now will be Chloe Pierce for Marcelina Gorney. Pierce on the serve for the Chargers. 20 points played, 1 timeout used for the Chargers, 11 points won by the Spartans, 9 points won by Hillsdale. And now played up to Seput again. Powerful strike by Schrenger. Falls right back to her, but she can't get it over the net. But there's a violation on the play on Hillsdale. Tampa gets the point, 12-9.
Hillsdale was in shock with that goal.
Yeah, I mean, Tampa wasn't expecting it, and neither was Hillsdale. Tampa can benefit from it right here, though.
12-9, they have cut down the lead, though.
And Tampa talking over a quick change. Greg out of the game for now. And Ramirez out of the game for now. So that'll bring on Ava Rivera, who now is wearing the libero jersey. She and Connor Ron have been flipping it back and forth throughout the Classic. And Rivera just hits the net. It's 12-10. And now Ramirez able to go back into the game. New serve coming up for Hilliker and the Chargers. Tampa's 1 point away from being halfway to a match victory. Schreck up to Seput, out to Schrenger. Diving dig keeps the play going. And Hillsdale just have to recycle possession as Schrenger gets it again, and Schrenger won't be stopped the second time. It's a career high, 20 kills for Tess Schrenger. Back on the floor is Dondero, and Perez will take a breather. Seput will take a breather as Vasquez on the game, or on the front line too. 13-10, Spartans lead. The offense in high gear at this stage of the set. How can the Chargers respond? Blocked at the line, but they'll keep it alive. Blocked again, they'll keep it alive. Third time's the charm to get it over. And that is out.
That was a beautiful diving dig, but she just couldn't keep it in play.
Yeah, it went all the way across the net and barely out of play. Almost was an impressive kill off the dive, but unfortunately for Ramirez, it wasn't. 13-11.
Did you know the word libero means free in Italian?
That's pretty cool. And it makes sense.
Yeah.
They play freely around the court. And that is a nice dive there by Ramirez, setting up Schrenger, but she gets denied. Big block to make it 13-12. This is a pivotal point in the game for the Spartans and the Chargers. The middle part of the set to see who can take momentum entering the latter stages. 13-12, and this serve is picked up by Schreck. Dondero, blocked down the middle, and point goes to the Chargers, and we are tied at 13. Tampa has a few of their reserves in the game, getting some rest for their starters. Meanwhile, I don't think there have been too many substitutions being made in the set for Hillsdale, keeping their best group out there as much as they can. But wonder if fatigue will eventually set in for Hillsdale. That could have been a service error off of fatigue. Tampa back in front 14-13. 6th service error of the game for the Chargers. Now it'll be a deep hit to send it back over for the Spartans. Schrenger with a dig. Baskey barely keeping it in play, and Tampa will recycle the ball. Play to the net. That is an unstoppable attack. It's 14 all. Hillsdale are back in the fight. A change being made as they get set for a brand new serve. Hillsdale hitting 250 in the set. Tampa hitting 261. Well, actually 250 now for Tampa and 238 for Hillsdale. Shrek, Dondero, down the middle, Davis.
Beautifully done.
6 kills now for Davis, and Tampa is back in front 15-14. Davis now on the serve for the Spartans. And that's an error. That's unfortunate for Tampa, their 10th service error of the game. They have had 7 aces, but 10 errors to that is also a rough number. On the serve now for Hillsdale, it's the number 12, Paplamata. Will we get a ball in play this time around after 2 recent service errors? Yes, Tampa gets on top of it. And Vasky will have to recycle. This is good news for Hillsdale. Down the middle, they fake the first hit. They'll capitalize on the second, but there's a violation. Tampa get the point, 16-15.
Hillsdale was almost about to take the lead.
The Chargers have to try again. They trail by 1. It's Zoe Seput on the brand new serve. Seput's had a great game as well. 13 assists. 13 digs, 38 assists.
38 is a big number.
It certainly is. She only had 23 assists last night against New Haven, or last time against New Haven. But last night put up 50 assists. The first time she's hit 50 in her career. Blocked at the net. And Tampa up by 2. That's a break point if I've ever seen one, as Tampa break the back and forth affair to go up 17-15. Timeout Hillsdale, their final of the game. Oh, until the 5th set potentially. And we'll be right back with more action from the Tampa Classic on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Here we go. Seput on the serve. Tampa leads by 2. A pivotal moment in the game. Hillsdale have used their final timeout to try to build some momentum. Tampa leads, the Chargers right behind. Set 4 at the Tampa Classic. It's got the pressure of a playoff match at the moment, of how much these teams have been close to each other in a back and forth match. And the Chargers get a point to start off the missed block. Here comes a serve for the Chargers. Popplewell leads the way for the Chargers with 15 kills. Bisaglia has 21 assists leading the way for that stat. Price and Hilliker, 12 digs each. Block at the line, we're tied at 17. Tampa's got both timeouts to use though. But if the Chargers fall behind, they don't have a timeout to call upon. So it is a risk to hold a timeout here, even though it's helped level the game from 17-15. Let's see how Tampa can respond as we continue. Tampa with some of their starters back on. And that's going to be an error to put Tampa back in front, 18-17. 7 service errors from the Chargers. Tampa on the serve. It's Dondero. Back to the middle. Diving stop will keep the play going. Second time of asking. Greg denied again. Blocked by Perez. But that time it'll beat the block. We're tied at 18. 36 points through the set, and no team is leading. We are level. Tampa drying the court as we get set.
The Chargers bench is electric right now.
They are giving the energy their starting lineup needs. Tampa's got support of the fans and their own bench. They're going to need all the support they can get.
They're tied
A
up.
photo finish potentially here. Both teams 7 points away from their goal of 25 points. Ramirez. Seput. Down to the right to Schrenger. Down to Perez. Big kill for the Spartans. It's 19-18.
That must have hurt.
Yes, another one. I think off the face that time of the libero Hilliker, but she's all right. Ready to continue. Maybe it was a shoulder too. Sometimes hard to tell from that angle.
It was tough,
Well,
but
it was the direct recipient of a line drive from Natalie Perez. Perez, 15 kills in the game. Now play to the net. Diving dig, Tampa get on top of it. Over to Schrenger, and Tampa just have to recycle possession. Perez can't make the block, but Tampa gets under it. Out to Perez. Powerful strike. And here comes the Chargers. Tough angle, but they get it over. Ramirez. Schrenger. Excellent dig by Pierce. Excellent dig by Ramirez. Out to Schrenger. That's going to get down. Kill 21 for Tess Schrenger.
even though Tampa got it, that was a very good rally, and the Chargers gave their best at it as well.
Yeah, I mean, you can't fault the Chargers on that point.
Yeah.
Schrenger found the opening and capitalized. Ramirez back on the serve as Tampa are 5 points away from winning the match. If they can take a point right here, that would be a crucial piece of momentum to get 3 in a row in this stage with no timeouts left for the Chargers. The Chargers need to get ready. With the court dried up, it'll be Ramirez on the serve. So far, Ramirez has had 19 digs, 3 assists, and 1 kill. She leads the way for all players in terms of digs. Play to the right. Blocked at the line. Hillsdale barely able to recover. And blocked again. Huge denial by Jenna Davis. And Natalie Perez. 21-18 Spartans. Hopperwell did not have the opening that time. And this could be a big point for Tampa. 4 points away with a 3-point lead. Powerful strike. Tampa somehow keep that in play, but the redirect is capitalized on by the Chargers. It's 21-19. 2 changes being ready as Tampa gets set for the 41st point of the set. A 3-0 Tampa run comes to a close, but Tampa has reached 21st. Still set for an absolutely electric finale right here. Two
There's a
timeouts left
card.
for the Spartans.
There was a yellow card there.
Oh. That'll get issued from time to time to players or coaches. I couldn't tell who that would be for. But either way, serve coming up for the Chargers. Out to the left for Schrenger, and it stays in. 22-19 Spartans. 22 kills for Schrenger with 2 aces, an assist, and 6 digs and a block. A masterclass on offense and defense for the number 10.
Had 2 errors today. How good is that?
That is so good in a day where Hillsdale have forced so many Spartan errors with great defense.
When you take 44 shots and only 2 errors.
Violation, and Tampa are up 23-19, and that might be the call that Tampa needed the most. Actually, are they resetting the point? Yes, they are. No, wait, 23-19. The scoreboard fluctuated for a second. Blocked at the line.
Kept alive.
And that's going to be deflected away, 23-20. 2 points Tampa needs with a 3-point lead. Back on the floor now for the serve is Josie Tesla. Only 2 people have had aces so far, that being Marilyn Popplewell and Amanda Hilliker. Schreck to the middle, and that is going to make it a 23-21 game. An awkward deflection. Tampa will call a timeout, and I imagine they'll try to put the game to rest when we come back. More action from the Bob Martinez Center right after this for the Tampa Classic. So here we go. Ready to go now is Hillsdale. With the serve with a 2-point lead. Tampa used a timeout. That's allowed them to bring some fresh players onto the court. Played forward. Dondero out wide. Vasky misses on a left-handed strike. It's 23-22. Hillsdale 1 point away from tying the game. Tampa has 1 timeout still to use if they need it. Here comes the Chargers serve. And we're tied at 23. And Tampa's going to use their final timeout. We'll be right back. Another timeout for the Spartans needed. And we will be down to the wire here. We'll be right back. Here we go, 23-23, a massive run. 4 points in a row for the Chargers have made this a competitive finale. Can the Chargers force set 5, or can Tampa lock in? Schrenger with power, match point Spartans.
That was a great kill, Taylor.
That was a great kill, and Schrenger now has a serve that could put Tampa at 3-0.
Tampa 1 point away. Team 1.
This is a big point for the Spartans, an even larger point for the Chargers. Deflected upwards, played backwards. Ramirez, Dondero, Callie Kors leads it for Tampa. What a finale. Callie Kors, who had been quiet for most of the day, only 1 attack since the 3rd set. And the second one is what closes the door.
She made it count.
Comes in the clutch and delivers. Tampa improved to 3-0, and Hillsdale after a valiant effort fall to 2-1. But what a performance from the Chargers. They'll be a team to watch for this year. I think the people in their conference have to be worried because they made this one an exciting game against a Spartan side that is as strong as ever. I'm Taylor Storey for Raj and Andre Pite and everyone running the show. Thank you for joining us for the Courtyard by Marriott Tampa Classic. We'll see you next year for more action and, of course, for Sunshine State Conference play. We've got the entire year still to go for Spartans volleyball. Best of luck, Hillsdale, on your 2024 season. Hopefully we see you in the national championships. Best of luck on your journey, and of course, best of luck to the Spartans on our journey. See you next time.